Hi everyone, my name is Will, and today I'm excited to do a review of the Canada Goose Expedition Parka. I ended up buying the Expedition Parka from the Canada Goose pre-loved site. I bought one for my wife as well as for myself. Today I'm going to let you know whether it's a good idea to buy from the Canada Goose pre-loved site, as well as a review of the Expedition Parka. If you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. I'll start off with a quick review of the pre-loved site, or sometimes called Generations, from Canada Goose. Canada Goose, along with many other outdoor brands, now offer the option of buying used products from their website. They fix up old jackets, clean them, patch them and whatnot, and then resell them for a discounted price compared to the new products. Just browsing through their site, I found some decent prices for their used products and decided to pick a couple things up. They have a rating system they use to kind of show the quality of their different used products, going from excellent, which is kind of the highest level, basically brand new, down to the fair, which is the lowest level. So that's going to be, there might be some scratches on there, some discoloration and so on. And then in between that, you have the very good and then good. So basically goes excellent, which is basically brand new, very good, good, and then fair. So the parka I bought for my wife right here, that was in the excellent condition, and when it arrived, we were both extremely surprised. We basically thought it was brand new. We could not tell the parka was used at all, and there's basically no discoloration, basically just a brand new product. The parka retails for $17.95 Canadian, and that does not include the fur trim anymore. If you want to get the fur trim, it's going to cost you about $2,100 Canadian. However, the used one I got right there for my wife was just $1,000. So basically half the price to get a brand new product. We were both really impressed with the state of that jacket. I decided to buy this parka, which was actually a bit cheaper because it was just at that good level. So not even at the very good, it was just at the good, basically saying there was a couple scratches and discoloration. However, when I got it, it was basically, it looks like it's brand new to me still to this day. I can't for the life of me find where the issues are with this jacket that make it at the level good. I'm thinking it might just be because it's an older model as opposed to the one that I got for my wife or the one that they currently sell. This one cost me $700, so actually $300 cheaper than the one that was in the excellent condition. And so for me personally, I don't notice any issues with this jacket. So I'd recommend, if you're going through their website, don't discount the ones that are just at that level good. I'm not sure about the fair because I haven't really bought anything at that level, but at least anything good or above, I would say is perfectly fine. The only thing you might be sacrificing is it might be an older model, so you might not be getting the same features that you get with a newer model or ones that are in the excellent or very good condition. So I think if you're deciding to shop for anything Canada Goose, I recommend at least checking out their pre-loved site, seeing what they have, see if they have any options that are similar to what you're looking for, because you're going to be able to find stuff at least 50% off what you would normally buy, and at least from what I've seen, they're basically brand new, and you're guaranteed you're buying something that's actually Canada Goose. You're not risking going onto like eBay or another used site and getting possibly a fake jacket. I think you'd be able to buy these no problem, and no one will be able to tell that it was even used. So save yourself some money and check out the pre-loved site before you end up buying something new. Again, I recommend checking out the good and very good qualities before you get the excellent, because you can save a few $100 extra. The fair, again, I'm not too sure about that. If anyone's bought anything at that fair level from the Canada Goose website, feel free to comment below so we can kind of hear what your experience was. But for me personally, I can highly recommend getting the good level stuff from the Canada Goose used website. Now let's get into the review of the Expedition Parka. Going through this review, I'm going to compare to the 66 North Parka that I've actually reviewed in the past. Feel free to check that out if you want, but I think for me personally, that's the gold standard of parkas. So using that as a benchmark right here to kind of compare to this jacket is kind of a good way of seeing whether this is worth the price, because they're very similar in price point. As previously said, the jacket retails for basically $1,800 Canadian, or $2,100 if you want to go for the Heritage model now, which is the only one that actually includes the fur trim. They used to include it with all the Expedition parkas. I'm not sure if that's either just a cost-cutting measure or to do with kind of the animal rights stuff, I'm not totally sure. But either way, it's no longer standard on getting the Expedition Parka. So basically, if you're buying brand new, you're gonna be paying about $300 extra just to get the fur trim. So based on the Canada Goose website, the jacket is developed for scientists working in Antarctica, designed for extreme conditions and cold climates. On the website, it's rated to -30 degrees Celsius and below, so basically their lowest rating of jackets. They only have a few other models that come in for this extreme cold climate, including the Snow Mantra as well as the Resolute Parka. Those jackets don't look as city use compared to the Expedition Parka. This is more of a city use version, whereas those are almost more like scientific jackets you would see for someone studying in the North or Antarctica. I'm hoping to review those in the future as well because I think they look really cool and I want to see whether or not they're warmer than the Expedition Parka. Stay tuned because you'll probably see some reviews of those in the coming months. The insulation on this parka is 625 fill power down with 80% down, 20% feathers. Generally, the higher the fill power as well as the higher the percentage of down to feathers usually signifies a higher quality down in comparison to some lower level products. However, lower fill power down can be made up by just adding more down basically into the jacket. And on the other side, a higher fill power jacket like a 800 or 1000 fill power down would require less down to get basically the same level of warmth. In comparison to the 66 North Parka, that comes in with a 800 fill power down with 90% down, 10% feathers, which is a pretty substantial difference in terms of the quality of the down, especially when both these jackets are coming in at the same price. As well, the 66 North jacket comes with over a pound of down. On the other side, Canada Goose does not release how much down they actually put into the jackets, making it very difficult to compare the warmth of this or their other products to other brands. That's my main issue with buying Canada Goose, is that it's not totally obvious what you're actually getting. With most outdoor brands that are reputable, you want to see what the fill power is, how much down to feathers, as well as the fill weight, so you can really see what the warmth is and compare it to other models. Generally, if you want to compare the warmth of different jackets, you just take the fill power multiplied by the amount of down that's actually in the jacket, and that's going to give you a general number you can use to compare to other jackets. There are other factors to consider, such as is there a hood, is it windproof, and how long does it go? But generally, when you're just looking at the insulation, that's kind of how you compare, is the amount of fill power as well as the amount of down that's actually in the jacket. Given the price of the Expedition Parka, I would like to see a higher quality down, at least 800 fill power, because I think that should be the standard. However, compared to a lot of other products on the market that are more fashion focused, like Moose Knuckles or some other products out there, they do use that 600, 625 fill power. So it is competitive with products in the same range as this one. However, there are a lot of outdoor brands that are going to use a much higher quality down, such as 66 North. And it's also not as big of a deal when you're looking at a heavyweight parka. It's gonna be a much bigger deal if you're buying a more lightweight down jacket used for expeditioning or just hiking. You wanna have it as light as possible. So having a higher fill power down is gonna be much more beneficial for keeping the jacket as small and lightweight as possible while maintaining warmth. So in this case, I'm not really sure how to compare this jacket in terms of insulation, just because we don't know how much down is actually in here. Brands like 66 North and Outdoor Survival Canada or RAB are going to give you more details on the jacket and what materials are used, so you can better compare which jacket you should get. That's just something you should consider before you end up buying Canada Goose. As well, reading reviews online about Canada Goose products, it's pretty evident that the quality has been going down in recent years, like most brands, unfortunately, trying to cut costs and increase profits. So the quality of these jackets from 10, 15 years ago is definitely going to be at a higher quality than jackets of today. They're probably using higher quality down products. The materials were probably better, and they probably didn't skimp out and stuff nearly as much as they do now. And for people who have bought these products for a long time, it has been noted. And I think that's where that 625 fill power down kind of shows areas that they're cutting corners to minimize their costs. However, I still think this jacket can be a great option because there is more to a jacket than just the insulation. It's all about the features as well, and really when you wear it, is actually warm and comfortable. The outer fabric is made from a durable feeling material that has a water repellent finish. It does feel pretty sturdy in terms of other parkas that I've tried, so I don't think there's any issues in terms of the outer fabric durability. If you do end up getting the fur option, the fur is made from coyote fur sourced from the United States. Fur can be a great option for hood trims because it's great at blocking wind. And as you can see, if you've seen like those tribes that are up north in northern Canada, you can see that they always have those gigantic hoods with the fur all around it. And that's because it's probably the most effective product for really blocking wind, especially around your face, because you can still see well, it's comfortable, and it blocks wind better than most other products out there. On the jacket that I got, the fur is not removable. However, on the newer version that I got for my wife, the fur trim is removable. So that's something to consider as well. If you end up getting a model that's used that might be a bit older, the fur might not be removable. For me, that doesn't really matter, but for you, if you want to remove it for whatever reason, you're not gonna be able to do that if it's on an older model. But again, on the newer models, you are able to do that. If you do end up buying new or buying a used product that does not come with the fur, just realize you're missing out on a big aspect of a winter parka that's going to be really important when you have that hood up in strong weather or in strong winds or snow. That fur trim is really useful, and so if you're foregoing that, it's going to definitely limit the warmth of the hood on this jacket. But it can be less important if you're going to wear a hat, a scarf, so on. Then you can probably make up for it a bit. But if you can get the fur, I definitely recommend going for that. In comparison to the 66 North, they offer either the Fox fur trim or a down trim. For Canada Goose, they basically have either the fur or nothing. So you're gonna just have a visor with no insulation that's on the exterior or the end of the hood. But with 66 North, they give you the option of having a down trim. So it's basically an outer layer of down that you can fold in, and it almost creates like a toilet bowl seat around your face to really block in that wind. I think that's a great option that I wish Canada Goose would offer, especially for people who don't want to go with the fur. They either don't like the look or they don't like the ethics of it. Having that option of the down trim, I think, is a really useful thing that I think 66 North does really well, and there's not really any other parkas out there that offer that. My personal preference is no fur, just because I don't really like the look, and I do have a fur hat that I will use when it's really cold. But so for me, I like having just the down trim instead. I think it looks a bit better for me personally, and it's actually warmer and a bit more expensive than the fur. Now let's get into the features of the jacket. Again, if you buy new or used and how old the jacket is, these features might differ slightly. As mentioned, mine doesn't have the ability to remove the fur trim. However, on my wife's, which also was used, but I guess must be a couple years newer, you do have the ability to remove that fur. One of the key difference from the newer models versus the older model that I have is actually kind of like backpack straps that are on the inside of the jacket. They're basically just shoulder straps that are pretty light, but you'll put on around your shoulders before you put on the jacket. And this gives you the option when you're walking around inside a mall or whatever and you don't want to go hang up your jacket, you have the ability of just taking off your jacket and carrying it like a backpack. I'll try to see if I can find a photo of it so you can kind of see what the idea is. I think it's a really cool feature that I haven't seen on other jackets. None of the other parkas I've tried on actually have this feature. This is something, at least so far, that I know is unique to Canada Goose. There might be other people that offer it, but I think it's a really cool feature, especially if you use it for city use. You end up going in for coffee, you're waiting in line at Starbucks, you want to take off your jacket, you can kind of just carry it on your back like a backpack without worrying about keeping it in your arm or going to hang it up. So just something to keep in mind if you're buying used, it might not come with that, depending on how old the product is. In terms of the front zipper, the jacket comes with an extremely beefy two-way zipper, probably the thickest zipper I've actually seen on a jacket. Extremely durable, so I don't think you're gonna have any problems with the zipper breaking. It does sometimes get caught on the inside, but I have that issue with basically every jacket I have. It also has this long tab here, which is great if you're wearing mitts or gloves. So you can do up and undo that zipper without having to take your mitts off. As well as inside of the zipper, they actually have this really nice down flap on the inside to add some extra insulation to where that zipper is. This can prevent excess heat from coming out the zipper or any wind from coming in. It also comes with this really nice large insulated hood, great for covering your head and face. There's actually the stiff cord on the inside of the fur that you can actually use to kind of shape it in different ways depending how your face is. You can fold it back like this if you want it more out of your face. And then if it's really cold and windy, you can fold it in like this. It's a really nice hood. When I turn to the side, you can see it basically covers your whole face depending how you want it to go. Honestly, one of the best hoods I've actually tried on any parka. Also on some of the newer models, again, as I said, you can remove this fur. So you'll still have this kind of brim here. There just won't be any insulation that you can kind of fold in and block with your face. There are also these two cinch cords on the side of the hood if you really want to pull the hood in and tighten it to your face. Additionally, on the kind of chin area, when you do up the jacket, there's this really nice fluffy fleece material. So when you have it done up, it feels really nice, comfortable on your chin or on the bottom of your face, and it's just a nice kind of addition. The jacket from 66 North, actually, it does have a soft material, but not nearly as soft and fluffy as this. So this is probably the best chin strap or whatever on a parka I've actually tried on before. So another really nice benefit, and it feels high quality. So overall, a really great hood and probably one of the best I've actually tried. This jacket also has plenty of pockets. There are fleece lined pockets on the front for your hands. They are a bit small, but in cold temperatures, you're probably gonna be wearing gloves or mitts, so not a super big deal. But but that's something that my wife also noted when she was wearing the jacket. The pockets just felt really small, especially on the women's model. On the men's, it's a bit bigger, but it is still a bit small, to be honest. And then on the front of those pockets, there's actually the 2 flat pockets as well. You can open up with the Velcro if you want to put your phone in or something. And then I don't know if I mentioned it, but on the hand pockets, they have the zipper close. Some people like, some people don't like. For me personally, I don't really like that because I don't like rubbing my hands on the zipper if I'm putting my hands in and out of the pocket. I like just using the front flap to open up and put stuff in instead of having that zipper on the hand pockets. But for you, maybe you like that. If you like putting your phone or wallet in that side area, then you can just do up that zipper and make sure nothing falls out. And same on the chest. There's pockets on the side right here that you can kind of put your hand in, and then also on the front that kind of folds over with the Velcro. The pockets on the sides at the chest also have zippers, so you can put your hands in there as well. They are a bit bigger than the ones on the bottom, so you can keep your hands in there more close to your chest. But again, with both the chest pockets and the hand pockets on the bottom, they're on the outside of the down, so they don't provide any insulation. This isn't great because I found when I'm out in cold temperatures, if my phone's not in a insulated pocket, it'll actually start draining battery and then run out of battery much quicker. Same with my camera. If I take that out for going and doing some photography, if I don't have a nice big pocket to put that camera in, the battery is going to run out really quickly. On the right arm, there's a small Velcro pocket here that you can put some small stuff in. And then on the left side, there's these really weird kind of like tube pockets. They almost feel like they would be for like test tubes for like a scientist. I'm not sure what else you would use it for, but they're there. There is one insulated chest pocket on the inside of the jacket right here on the left, which is great because it's on the inside of the insulation. However, most phones are probably not going to fit in here. I try to fit my phone in here, but the pocket's just too small. So that's something to consider if you have any. I think I have like an old iPhone 11 or something, so it's not even the biggest you can get. So if you have basically any smartphone, it's probably not going to fit in this pocket. So you don't really have a great option for keeping your phone insulated in cold temperatures. This is probably another one of the biggest issues I have with this jacket is no great interior pocket for your phone. There is one dump pocket on the bottom left of this jacket on the inside. Normally this would be used for putting your mitts or gloves when you're walking around inside. However, this pocket's too small to fit my mitts. You could fit your phone in here. However, there's no Velcro, zipper, or kind of elastic on the top to keep the phone from falling out. So it is possible your phone could fall out of here, but that's really the only option you have for keeping your phone on the inside of your jacket. In comparison, I think the 66 North pockets are way better. They're much bigger for my hands, and there's plenty of room on the inside for my mitts, my phone, and even my camera. The wrist cuffs, really comfortable. They have a nice ribbed material that's super tight around your wrist. So no issues with any snow or wind coming up. So in terms of adjuster cables, there are size adjusters on the inside, kind of middle hip area of the jacket. So if you want to cinch that in so the middle kind of fits more to your torso, prevents wind from coming up or heat loss, this is a great option. Again, my Parka or the 66 North Parka comes with this, and most big Parkas will have this as well. The one downside with this jacket is they don't actually have a bottom hem that you can kind of cinch in. With most jackets, you'll see they have that. Really prevents wind from coming up the bottom. In this case, it does have a snow skirt instead, which does do a similar thing. And this is also great at blocking snow from coming up. However, for me personally, I'm not using this for any kind of playing in the snow or anything like that where snow would be coming up. So if you did have a jacket you were using for skiing or snowboarding, this wouldn't be good for that. But in that case, I would probably want a snow skirt or either snow pants with a bib. But in this case, I think the snow skirt just adds extra weight to it. And it's not as beneficial for blocking wind because it's much higher up on the jacket as opposed to a bottom hem adjuster, which would be lower and really prevent any wind from coming up even on the upper legs. However, in this case, what you have is the snow skirt. It's okay, but not as great as having a bottom hem adjuster. And then lastly, on the back of the jacket, I'll see if you can see this. There's kind of the big tab you can see. It says Expedition on it. This is great for when you go somewhere, go for dinner, you want to hang up your jacket on a coat hanger or just a jacket hanger. You can use that, hang it up, and it's not going to ruin the jacket. With most jackets, you have kind of a loop on the inside back of the jacket. But in this case, with a jacket heavy like this, you want a really thick, burly kind of loop that's going to make sure it doesn't break or rip the jacket. So this is a great option. You can also kind of hold it as a handle if you want to carry the jacket. Just kind of another cool feature that Canada Goose offers. Now let's get into the performance of the Expedition Parka. I definitely think it is warm enough for the price. As Canada Goose doesn't tell you how much down is actually in the jacket, it is hard to do an objective comparison with this one to other parkas like the 66 North. However, I can still do kind of a subjective kind of review of how it feels when I'm wearing it outside. I do believe this parka is really warm, and there aren't many parkas out there that are going to be at this level of warmth. The jacket is amazing at blocking wind, both on your body and in your face. It doesn't need to be waterproof because you're wearing this in really deep, low temperatures. You're not going to be seeing any rain, obviously. It's going to be way too cold for any rain. So waterproofness is not really a necessity when it comes to winter parkas. If you're looking for more warmer weather jackets, then yeah, maybe it's an issue. But with this, I don't think it's an issue that there's no waterproof kind of Gore-Tex layer or anything like that. You can basically use this parka anywhere in the world at super cold temperatures, and it's going to do a really great job. And there's not many options out there that are going to do a better job than this. Again, this is assuming you're also wearing the other important stuff like warm mitts, a hat or scarf, a sweater underneath, layering, snow pants, or at least long johns and thick pants to keep you warm, nice warm boots. Obviously, if you're just wearing this jacket and then regular summer clothing, you're not gonna be warm. But assuming all your other stuff is also good, then this jacket's gonna be a great kind of final piece, put it over everything and keep you as warm as possible. So from a performance perspective, really there's not much out there that's gonna beat this jacket. Even though it doesn't have the same quality of down as some other jackets out there, I really do think it's as warm as it gets. And for most people, it's probably overkill. Now let's get into the fit and comfort of the Expedition Parka. Like most parkas out there, they do run big so that you can kind of layer up underneath, wear a few lighter layers, then have a sweater over top, and then throw this over top of everything. So there is extra room. I'm 6'1", 180 pounds, and I actually went with a size medium. I normally wear a size large and everything. Even the 66 North Parka I have is a size large. After trying this in a medium, I probably could size down to a medium in that one as well. And I still have plenty of room for a sweater underneath. It's not restrictive at all for my arms. It feels great. So if you're in between sizes, I definitely recommend sizing down a size. Don't size up because it's just gonna be too big. And even you can see from the videos of me kind of showing you how the jacket fits, it already looks really big on me. So if I went up to a size large, it would just look even more ridiculous than it already does. It is a big jacket. You're buying this for warmth. I guess it's kind of marketed as a fashion statement as well, but it's so big, I wouldn't say it's necessarily like a good looking jacket. For the size that it is, it's good, but really you're buying this for warmth, and then kind of it still looks decent if you're walking out around the city in really cold temperatures, but it's not going to be a super slim fitting jacket like some other jackets out there. It's really meant for keeping you warm. Now, should you buy this jacket? If you're considering buying the Expedition Parka, I assume you already have the money to buy it, because $2,000 is a pretty steep price, and I'm assuming for most people, they're probably not looking at jackets in that price range. This is definitely a luxury jacket used as a status symbol for most people kind of walking around the city in winter. The majority of the time, if you live almost anywhere in North America, especially in the US, it's probably too warm for you and you probably don't need a jacket this big. However, if you live in perfectly cold climates, this is an amazing jacket and it'll keep you extremely warm. And if you have no budget to spend, why not look at this or some of the other Canada Goose jackets like the Snow Mantra or Resolute. Again, since it's so big, that's why you see a lot of other Canada Goose models, which are sometimes more popular because people don't really want this gigantic jacket. They're more getting it for the fashion side of it and keeping them slightly warm, but they're probably just going from their car to the mall, to their work and back home. They're not really outside very long where they need a really warm jacket. For me personally, I'm out a couple hours a day, especially in the winter, even when it's really cold, walking my dog. So I like having a really nice, big, warm parka. So even if I'm out late at night or early in the morning, I'm still really warm. If you're getting this because you are in extreme cold climates or you want something that's really warm, I think this is a great option. And besides the pockets, there's not much else wrong with it. However, the price is really steep. And if you walk around anywhere that's cold, you'll see most people are not wearing Canada Goose and they're surviving. So you don't really need a Canada Goose jacket to keep warm. You can just have a regular, t-shirt, sweater, and a cheap jacket you buy, and you're probably gonna survive and be fine. This is more if you have the money and you wanna spend it. There are plenty of jackets from the North Face, Fall Raven, plenty of other cheaper brands, Columbia, where you can get a jacket that's gonna keep you warm. It might not be down, it might be a synthetic insulation, but for most winters and most climates, they'll be fine and you don't need to spend thousands of dollars. And at the price point, there are other options that do have better quality down. Moose Knuckles, from what I've heard, is actually better quality. I haven't tried their products yet. I know for sure 66 North, I'm a big fan, so I highly recommend that one. Also, Outdoor Survival Canada, really reputable brand. Not necessarily the best looking jackets, but in terms of quality and warmth, they're definitely exceptional. Now the conversation does change when you talk about the price of these if you're buying them used. If you're getting these for $1,000, or in this case $700, there's basically nothing else out there that's gonna add that level of warmth for under $1,000. And that's why I think if you're looking at getting a parka or a warm winter jacket, check out the Canada Goose used site or other brands out there that offer used products, and at least check it out. For $700, I would recommend this jacket to anyone. The 66 North one, I don't think you can find used, maybe if you live in Iceland, but that one retails for 2,000 Canadian. So that's also a hefty price tag. But if you can get this used for $700 or some as low as $600, up to $1,000 like the one there that's excellent condition, I think that's an amazing deal, and I recommend everyone check that website out. If you're not into a used jacket for whatever reason, as I said, these do look basically brand new. There's nothing on here that kind of shows that it's used, but for whatever reason, if you want a new jacket, there are cheaper options out there again, as I said, so check out other brands. But I would not buy these jackets new, to be honest. I would buy it used just because how great the quality is. And at 50% off, you can't go wrong. And yeah, that's basically my recommendation. Anyone who's looking for an extremely cold winter jacket, my first recommendation now is look for used, Canada Goose or something like that. And then if you're looking for new, this is a pretty close competitor to the 66 North. I still give that one the upper hand. For me personally, because of the pockets, I like the down trim around the hood. But for some people, you might like this better. You might like the look better. You might want the logo to show off. But for buying just any parka that's going to be really warm, getting these used is an amazing option. And yeah, thanks for watching the review of the Canada Goose Expedition Parka. I plan on doing several more reviews. Again, hopefully those 2 other models from Canada Goose, hopefully from Moose Knuckles, from Rab, Fall Raven. I have a lot of ideas for different jackets I want to review, so stay tuned for those. Please like and subscribe so you'll be able to see those as soon as they're released. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those below in the comments. If you have any questions about fit or what jacket might be best for you, leave that below in the comments and I'll try to help you out. And that's basically it. Have a nice day.